they are done for, is what everyone is saying about virtual YouTubers agency Akio Air, which is just one of the things we will be covering on today's episode of Underworld Radio, formerly the Kisaka Stamps podcast. Anyway, hello everyone, this is Kisaka Stamps, and welcome to the first episode of Underworld Radio after the rebrand, episode 21 overall. I just found out. I literally just did that, by which I mean I literally just rebranded right then and there. Anyway, VTuber agency Akio Air is now officially dead after serious events. Mind you, there is still goings-on behind the scenes. They're threatening to sue, despite having no legal ground. But every single talent has left. It all started when they hired a minor. Even though it said in their application, in their application criteria, 18 plus only. Whoops. Crud. Stupid underscores. Oh, whoa. Anyway, I do not normally read things word for word, but I believe it is necessary this time. Notice, at Akio Air, we are dedicated to facilitating opportunities for individuals to pursue their dreams and career paths under the most favorable conditions. Leveraging their talents and implementing appropriate measures to protect them. No. We wish to use this communication to inform our prospective audience of our unwavering commitment to enhancing transparency, and ensuring the protection of minors, including both our talents and viewers. With this statement, we wish to inform you of our strict prohibition on the creation or dissemination of explicit content or fan art related to Neophilia Amélie de Montclair, or Nofi. Sorry for my horrible pronunciation, as she is identified as a minor in the majority of jurisdictions worldwide. Our decision to include Nofi as part of our talent roster arises from her prior involvement in the performing arts with her previous career, coupled with her fervent pursuit of a career akin to acting, renders it incumbent upon us to assert that refusing an opportunity based solely on age constitutes an unduly harsh, inequitable, and unjust decision. No, it does not. No. Our team has conducted a comprehensive evaluation of Nofi's talents, and this assessment has been further reviewed in consultation with her parents and relative personals. I believe they mean personnel here. We have unanimously agreed, that Nofi possesses remarkable abilities that render her eminently suitable for a career in the performing arts. With the full support and consent of her parents, we firmly believe that this decision is in her best interest, affording her the opportunity to learn and gain valuable experience as an actress, should she choose to continue on this career path. We sincerely hope that you appreciate our unwavering commitment to helping individuals fulfill their dreams while ensuring the utmost protection for Nofi in her journey. Thank you for your understanding and support. Anyway, they then released another statement after significant pushback, which I will paraphrase. Warning, I'm not great at paraphrasing on the spot. We would like to express our gratitude for the feedback and comments received in regards to the previous notice. We will provide further details. Should have taken proactive steps to provide greater protection, or maybe, stuck to the 18 plus rule. Management overseeing Nofi's Twitter account temporarily, currently, by which I mean when this was released, September 9th. Nofi's Twitter account will now serve exclusively for official announcements and not be used for personal commentary. Nofi will be turning 18 next year, which is technically true, but it is still over a year. We enlist external members to assist in evaluating the audition applications. The responsibility for evaluating her abilities and bringing her on board lies solely with the management team. That's still horrendous. Several talents came out with their own official statements. Athie, formerly known as Athena Nightingale, was the first to release a statement. I want to announce that I will no longer be associated with Akio Air effective immediately. I am fed up with all the legal threats and emotional abuse that I and the other talents of Akio Air have been receiving from the company. Paraphrasing, company refuses to pay on time, failed to support her project several times. They brush it off, tell her it's not a good time when she brings it up, worked hard for the company, and they don't appreciate her efforts, clearly. Then the final nail in the coffin. The last straw was hiring the minor, which she was unaware of until they actually posted it. To keep her quiet, they threatened to sue for gross negligence and defamation. Fact check. According to both FindLaw and LegalZoom, part of the definition of defamation is that it is false, so they have no legal ground to sue, and told her that if she kept quiet, they might not sue. Might not. But then the CEO, Jason, remained hostile and threatened her livelihood and career as a nurse, and claims that he's trying to save her from the legal department, despite it being his choice whether or not to sue. That is blurry. That is still blurry. While she tried to find an amicable way to leave, it's clear that that would not be possible. Later on came a statement from Bunny Nade, a former talent at Akio Air who never actually debuted. They were supposed to play the character Vix E. Gray. However, they quit on September 8th of 2023. They had issues from the very beginning of their time there. Their dad died just before they signed on, and they were very emotionally vulnerable. And as such, anything seemingly good was a light in the dark. Or so they thought. Sadly, it did not turn out that way. Jason apologized for their loss, however, also mentioned that if they took too long to sign the contract, they might not be able to be a talent. Not giving you time to think, by the way, is not just a major red flag. It is a case of don't simply walk away, run. And so they kind of rushed the signing of the contract as they wanted something good to happen. They were told they would not know who their gen mates were until they signed, which, while they assumed was normal, I will say that that is a major red flag. They were worried whether or not they'd get along, but Jason said it would be fine. They only found out about Nofi's age after speaking to her in a voice call about a week after, and the only reason they found out is because she mentioned it. Another major red flag. After they responded and voiced their concerns, Jason said, "We'll deal with the consequences when the time comes." You never, ever want to hear that. Being British was a major part of their branding, so much that it was effectively the only part, and no other talent was having their nationality being used to describe them or their content. And then made them delete the conversation, and then used ChatGPT to write a very insincere apology. After this, they began noticing their mental health decline. After finding out that Jason had leaked their designs early, and after deciding to announce that Nofi was a minor, this took a significant toll on their mental health, to the point that they had to leave. And then Jason sent them an email stating that that was a breach of contract, which last I checked, there does have to be a method of resignation. And Jason kept threatening to sue, and kept increasing the cost of damages. And okay, while according to my search, an employer can sue someone for quitting, they do have to have a valid reason to sue, which quitting alone does not constitute. At the same time, Wawa, known as U-Phoria under Akio Air, released her statement on her experience as a minor. I am not comfortable covering it because it is really that bad, but I will have you note the second line of bold text, which reads, quote, "It should not have been my responsibility to inform them of such important information, such as being a minor." That was very irresponsible of the company. After that, the other talent who actually debuted, known as Kivi, decided to also release a statement. Jason gave them no privacy and constantly begged us to play games with him, typically Overwatch. You're changing point of view there, dude. He also made, "How dare you assume my gender" jokes, especially after the other talents just simply wanted to talk to each other and would say that they were having girl talk. And then he'd respond that he'd got a sex change. That is not something you joke about. And it's almost certainly just so that he could keep talking to them when they said they were having girl talk. Which leads us to a statement from Megumi Kuragiri, or Megu. Update, it's actually pronounced Megumi, as that's how she pronounces it, not Megumi. Sorry for mispronouncing it there, Megu. He was ungraduating today, although it will already have happened days ago by the time this video goes out. Anyway, she announced a few months ago that she was graduating and going corporate. Some of her community was worried that that is what was happening. And after this, clearly those worries were very founded. Her dream of getting that cute streamer experience she first saw in HoloLive was, nice pronunciation there, still there at that point. She wanted to be in a group with others collabing together, working and growing as a team, and having assistance with those back-end projects would significantly lighten the load. Anyway, clearly she is not family-friendly, has a past with NSFW content, and uses adult humor. There were no signs that Akio Air was intended to be a family-friendly company, and the 18-plus requirements for applying were seemingly there for a reason. They were. And the thing is, those 18-plus requirements should be there for a reason. And they were supposedly there for that reason, even though it turns out that they weren't. Yeah, this was not a healthy work environment, nor an environment that she wanted to bring her original community into. Sadly, not only did Akio Air ruin their own reputation entirely here, but it also damaged hers outside of the company. After that happened, she decided that she had to exit the company. The final statement is from Mu Horizon, now known as Material. She claims the Akio Air staff seemed to think that the contract was too lenient and that they abandoned the company because they were too kind and let the talents do whatever they wanted. Yeah, 10 out of 10 logic. That's totally a reason to leave the company, and it's totally not a reason to stay. No, that's not why they did at all. However, during negotiations prior to leaving the company, they held on tightly to the contractual obligations. The staff, not the talents, in case that wasn't clear. The problem was trust and a safe and professional working environment. She was the first to sign a contract as a talent, and was made a talent manager because they did not have one who was not a talent. Now, that is a bit of a conflict of interest, but CyberLife, same problem. Now, that is a bit of a conflict of interest, and they should have already had one. Jason was originally supposed to handle all of them, but clearly he was unsuitable. Interaction with them was highly inappropriate, tone was unprofessional. The other talents were not as trusting of her because, well, she was Jason's favorite and the teacher's pet, and had to report everything to Jason. They had to make a server only for the talents and not for any staff on their own, although I will admit I didn't realize that was a thing, because such a server did not exist. Anyway, another project which he got her involved in, which he promised to pay her monthly for, ended up getting delayed for months, and there ended up being no payment. And so she left, which is also what I would have done. And remember, Akio Air did state that none of their onboarding talents participated in the decision-making process concerning the recruitment of other talents.
The responsibility for evaluating her abilities and bringing her on board lies solely with the management team.
Mew was asked to participate. And they said it was a unanimous decision. However, Mew here was loud and strongly against accepting her due to Nofi being a minor and in an 18-plus company. It was not a unanimous call.
Maria Paradisia.
Anyway, these
Diva Sphinx and
are all
Amamachi Navi.
former talents. As far as I'm aware, none of them have made any statements, but my goodness, that's a lot. I feel really bad for all the former talents. They deserve so much better. If we read Megu's graduation notice, once again, I don't normally read word for word, but I feel that it's essential here. Hello, I'm graduating. It is with a heavy heart I am announcing my graduation from my VTuber activities as Megumi Kurogiri. Megumi Dingus. As many of you know, it has been an absolute roller coaster of events during this journey, and I will always be thankful to each and every one of you for being there for me through it all. I have been offered an amazing opportunity that will open a lot of doors for my future, and it's been something I've dreamt about since I first entered this community 4 years ago. That there just shatters me, because it ended up not being that way at all, not even close. It ended up just being the worst. My goodness, I'm really sad here. I hope deeply that you'll be understanding and support this decision. But fret not, I always promised my clan that no matter what happens, I will always be around. Look for me in the stars, and you'll find me. I will be hosting my final stream as Megumi on July 21st at 8 p.m. Pacific Daylight Time / 12 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time, which, mind you, 12 p.m. would actually be 11 hours prior to what it actually is, 11 p.m. It would have actually been at 12 a.m. Atlantic Daylight Time, but she had also just woken up when she posted this, so. And that would be 10 p.m. Central, which is what my time is. That's when ungraduation is happening, or happened. Thank you for everything, and even making this possible in the first place. I love my deranged little family. See you in another life. Anyway, as you are well aware by now, that never ended up happening. One VTuber I know by the name of Airy Storm very closely came very close to actually getting in, but the actual interview ended up being messed up. And that, for them, turned out to be a very good thing. They really dodged that bullet here, which I'm glad that they did, but for those who, I feel so bad for those who didn't. I really hope they will be able to bounce back from this. Good news, they do seem to be bouncing back from this. Quite well, actually. And to fix their reputations that were damaged by the company. And I will need to do a lot of editing here, which is what happens when I try to paraphrase on the spot. But also, keeping in a lot of dead air, yeah, for emotional effect, but there's still way too much. Please do go support them. This is a very tough time for all of them.
We also have some more sad news. Laptop screens are always held in place with rubber bands, it seems.
By which I mean they're incredibly bouncy.
But we do have some more sad news. Indie VTuber Kisaka Toriama has announced that my gain is a bit low. Indie VTuber Kisaka Toriama, also known as Kisa, has announced her graduation from VTubing. Let's see if I can operate this correctly. Celebrating both her 7-year anniversary and graduation, or retirement basically, on October 28th at 5 p.m. my time, Central Time, with a Notice. Headline reading. Kisaka Toriyama streaming graduation / indefinite hiatus. And, well, from what I'm gathering, it appears that she is not going to be reincarnating either.
Which, to be honest, in one way I do prefer it this way. You probably know my stance on corporations, and VTuber reincarnation in general sucks. But also, I'm kind of sad that it seems to be the case.
She says she will still post art and make funny tweets. Also focusing on VTuber merch company Oshi. And she has some new projects in the works. I do recall her saying that she might not be able to continue this for too much longer, but I was hoping it would not come to that. I'm definitely going to miss her streams, both personality and design. I mean, that's one of the most amazing VTuber designs that I've seen ever. That's why I should not be talking with my hands right now.
Laptop screen's bouncy, and I'm literally holding the left ear cup of my headset in place there. Now, while I do try to be happy for her, and I am glad she's not going to be gone entirely, well, thing is, it's not the same. And I'm not going to pretend that it is, because, well, it's not.
Now, if it's any consolation, from what I can tell, she does want to return someday, if at all possible.
Especially since it says graduation / indefinite hiatus. Update, it does appear that she has confirmed that she does hope to come back someday.
I'm gonna miss hanging out with you guys. I'm gonna miss you guys too.
Well, if you're ever able to, you're more than welcome to return.
Thank you, Hades. I appreciate it so much. Thank you. I won't shy away from it.
Yeah, she said, I won't shy away from it, which, as far as I can interpret it, means that she does want to. Also, I can't believe I managed to read my message in time, especially considering how late I was to actually reading it. And if you're watching the video, yes, I know, I have way too many tabs open. Deal with it. Because I have to as well.
Anyway, some good VTuber news. The V-Dairy Talents, an indie VTuber group, which may or may not be made of former corporates in a certain company, have debuted. And, well, one of them I did actually follow on Twitch before all that. Now, in terms of, is this considered tech news? Or it's about Twitter. Twitter is making a needless change, removing the interaction counts from the main timeline, leaving only view counts. Now, I can only see negatives of this.
Time to get your browser extensions ready.
And even if there weren't, I cannot see any positives to this. It's claiming the intent is to improve readability, which that's not the way it works. And I know he's not that stupid. Although this tweet was posted at not found AM in, well, I don't know which time zone. And apparently they are also planning to remove the engagement buttons and replace them with gestures such as double tap to like, swipe to reply. At least on the mobile app, I have no idea what they are going to do with the website, because that does not exactly work on the web.
And where they do work, touch gestures suck on a good day when well implemented.
Unless you use a touchscreen, which, believe me, those things suck. One of the reasons that I'm glad I have a gaming laptop is because I do not have a touchscreen. Oh my goodness, that's really bad. Twitter's also rolled out a new ad format that cannot be reported or blocked, and seemingly isn't even tweets, but also they do not disclose who the advertiser is or even that they are ads. Now, mind you, this is not legal And not only that, they are horrendous, clickbaity, chumbox type ads. While I have not seen these yet on the website, they are a thing on the mobile app. Anyway, this is one of the things about the FTC that I actually am in favor of. Do you like it when ads are not disclosed to you that they are ads? I don't think so. And most people do not.
Personal segment. This is it. Hello and welcome to the personal segment, where I talk about my own life. First off, I seem to have developed a severe case of laziness. I can't even put all of the background lights on, it appears. But yeah, I do not want to set up the green screen or the camera. I don't want to do anything with the background, which is evidenced by not this, although some of it. There are several other things I don't want to do, such as cleaning up the mess that I'm sitting in right now. I also have a bit of a space issue, which, yes, I know. Cleaning up this mess would definitely help. But there are other things. I do share an office space with my dad. Literally share the space. My mom's office is in the other 2/5 of the room. I did get a new table, which puts me further back. And I also seem to have shifted in that direction to my right, toward Dad. I might need to, instead of shifting in this direction, shift over in this direction a bit. To my left, by the way. It does appear that my main monitor and my side monitor are a bit more happy to coexist, which they weren't when I originally set them up. Some really great news. I am now a published songwriter. I am going to shamelessly plug my songs, dispose of that disposable data. Never to be seen again, because lost and Universal steals your work. Silent night, and the voice of me are not yours to claim. No, they're not. Universal steals your work, so does the royalty network. That is dishonesty to the max. They can go rot in hell. Both available on my Bandcamp page. Link in the description. I will also link directly to those songs. And this will be the full version, not the samples you just heard. They will eventually be a part of an album, but that album is incomplete as it currently stands. After what it's been through, it's a miracle my laptop still works. As you can see, it has a tail now, which, if I plug it in, nothing happens, because apparently... Let's try that again. If I plug it in, the fans go up too, as fast as they are able to run. First thing that happened was, well, I accidentally dropped it on the radio in my room, the boombox. Ended up smashing the LCD panel, and I did not realize EDP cables, or embedded DisplayPort, are not hot pluggable, and I ended up frying the motherboard. So I got another used one of the same model and put the SSD in that one. Later, the chassis fell apart. One hinge is not attached here. So, I transplanted everything into the old chassis, and unfortunately upon doing so, the fan, the built-in webcam, the built-in microphones, the secondary SSD, the HDMI port, and the keyboard backlight quit working. Okay, the keyboard backlight actually works upon post, but not after boot. So that actually does not appear to be a motherboard issue, but rather a Windows issue. However, nothing else works at all of the aforementioned things, which if you're watching the video, you will have seen evidence of. What does this mean for it? Well, the fan has been converted to a USB fan, as you will have heard twice in this episode now, once doing a yelling at a distance from the mic and once just now. There will be no more facecam streams away from home because, well, the built-in webcam does not work. As terrible as it was, it now does not work at all. And I don't travel with webcams. I am now back to using my old laptop for some things. And now I'm back to saving things to the boot drive because I have to. Yes, I'm interjecting here because I completely forgot to put this in the notes. And I'm recording after I already recorded the outro. No idea where I'm going to put this. But my VTuber model now has physics on the ears, but only in the X direction. I completely forgot about the Z direction, and as the ears are actually one singular item, I can't really do the Y direction. Also, those aren't really realistic physics. Actual rabbit ears are actually quite a bit more jiggly. Some sad news, we no longer have the Town & Country. A front strut, I believe on the passenger side, partially failed. It had not failed entirely, as it was at that point still drivable, but we knew it wouldn't be for long. And considering the condition everything else was in, it was not worth fixing. So we now have a 2013 Toyota Avalon, which, one nice thing, it does, although it has clear lenses all around, it does have amber rear turn signals. Now, I am still mainly driving the 2001 Acura TL because it's old and has a throttle cable, mainly, and I've always found the pedals in throttle-by-wire vehicles to suck, just nowhere near enough tension. There's also no tactile feedback from the throttle plate. Thanks, BMW, you flippin' suck. I am now a Twitch affiliate, which I have been since late January. Yeah, I'm really slacking on episodes. I'll be honest, I barely made it, and might not have made it if I hadn't taken those few days off at the end, which part of the reason why I took those days off was because I knew I would hit 3 average concurrent viewers before the time and days streamed dropped below the requirements. But that's only part of the reason. I mean, it took me forever to actually hit that point, so I'll get what I got. I don't have any subscribers yet. If you act now, go to my Twitch channel, you can be the first subscriber. You probably don't have to hurry. But I have made a few cents in ad revenue. It'll be years before I actually hit payout threshold. And have been given some bits. Reminder, you can still be my first subscriber. I still need to make alerts and subscriber badges. Although, I did come up with a little guitar and vocal jingle while taking notes for the podcast. Here, I'll let you listen to it now. Hello, this is Hades, and thank you for subscribing on Twitch. I now have another guitar. This one is electric, right here. But it is a bit of a Cyber Monday deal. I hate playing guitar while seated, but here's a bit of sound samples. Actually, I'm gonna stand up. Very freshly tuned. Did it just now while it paused. I don't play it very often, So these strings are kind of old, and I was surprised to see that some of them were actually sharp. Okay. And that's what my Squier SQUIER bullet Telecaster. Once again, I bought it as part of Cyber Monday, so it was $150 instead of $200. And now it's been replaced by the Squier Sonic Telecaster. Okay, yeah. I also have a new concert ukulele and a steel string cigar box guitar-based ukulele. First, actually. First, my original one. These are out of tune. I will start, actually, with my original, my green ukulele, that I also just tuned because, man, were these all out of tune. Apologies for the not ideal mic setup. I don't want to set up a dedicated mic. And here's the concert ukulele. Sounds really good already. Just imagine what it will sound like once it has actual proper strings on it. And for the CBG ukulele, just got done hot gluing the jack in place. Anyway, this one has steel strings. The action is way too high. I need to shave the saddle down next time I change strings. But this is what I have for now. Now let's hear these with the pickups, one of which I literally just installed in the concert ukulele. Unfortunately, it doesn't exactly fit, and I had to glue the saddle to the pickup, but it works. Wow, I'm amazed how much of the body resonance the undersaddle pickup actually picked up. finally, for good measure, let's hear it through both this vocal mic and the pickups. If I can find my pick. Hold on, let's get it again. Anyway, yes, I now have a 6-string acoustic, a 6-string electric, a soprano ukulele, a concert ukulele, and a steel string ukulele. Now I want a 12-string acoustic guitar. Unfortunately, it does seem that the cheapest 12-string electric is still quite expensive. But someday, I do want one of those too. Anyway, it appears that unfortunately, ladies and gentlemen, that is all I have for you today. I really do hope you enjoyed. If you did, then leave a like, maybe subscribe, maybe even ring the bell. But anyway, this has been Kisa Stamps. Cheers for watching. I'm out of here.